Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maureen O'Connor from Quilters Heaven in Northbrook, Illinois, and I am the Opinionated Quilter. Today's episode, number 82, is switching up the fabrics from the original pattern. I have behind me 4 rail and square table runner patterns from Trudy Hughes's book, Patchwork Ink. The book is not in print currently. Trudy retired many years ago. I did check Amazon, and there are 12 or 13 buying options for this book if you want the pattern. It's fun, it's fast, it's easy to work up. But let's talk about why I've got the 4 different versions behind me. It's to show what happens when you change the values of the fabric, whether it's darker to light or light to dark, or a main fabric, a bold focus fabric, and change the position of that. So let's look at the first one. This blue one was one I made earlier on, and this is my January table runner, and this is the background fabric that's used for the side setting triangles. And the background fabric then is here, this rail around the center square. This is called the main fabric, and you can see how it goes all the way around the whole table runner. And then this dark blue is the accent fabric, and it's very pretty, but it uses just 3 fabrics. What if you want to use more than 3 fabrics? This version here has 4, this version here has 5, and the fall version on the end also has 4. So this first one here, to me, has the most dramatic change on the look of the table runner. First of all, there's 2 different fabrics in these center squares instead of the same one in the original pattern. And in my rail fence blocks, I have the same fabric as the center square as the first rail. So what that does is it makes it look like this square is bigger than the 5-inch block that you cut in the pattern. So it kind of takes away from the whole 3 rails. It kind of makes it look like there's just 2 rails here. But it is a very interesting look. So that's one more version. Here is one where I said before it's 5 fabrics. I used the background fabric for the side setting triangles, and I never use it again. If you recall, in the original pattern, it would be here, where this red is. And again here, I didn't use the same fabric in all these squares. I have 2 different ones. While I have what would be considered the main fabric here and at the bottom, I don't know if you can see the bottom, but it's just these 2 from the center group. And then all the rest of them are this fabric, the hearts here in the center. This is quite different than here where it alternates the 2 different fabrics. This is just to show you, it's like what I say about how you construct your units. Just because a pattern tells you to do something a certain way doesn't mean you have to do it. It's your table runner. It's your quilt. You need to choose to do what you like. And so here, one interesting thing that you see coming out of this is because these 2 are both kind of dark reds, it kind of makes a frame around here. And if you look, you see a big X here. This X you really don't see much in any of the other versions. So if you like how this looks, the way you achieve that is by having the same kind of value for these as these center ones, and then the same kind of value for these 2 outer rails. And that will give you kind of that X thing that comes out. Now in this last one here, this fall one, this is the first one where I used a focus fabric as the background fabric. The reason I did this is because it's a larger print. And when it's in these smaller squares that were cut 5 to finish to 4.5, you don't get as much of the print. And since I wanted to see more of this, I put the focus fabric as the side setting triangles, and not here, whereas this is where the pattern would tell you to put it, but here in the 4 centers of the squares. And again, like the green and orange one, these alternate all the way down. So my main fabric, according to the pattern, is this burgundy. And because this has such high contrast, you really see how this frames the whole thing all the way around. And in this one, my accent is this green, and then like I said before, this would have been the background, but it's not. So that's how I got 4 fabrics instead of 3 fabrics. If I was doing 3, one of these 2 would have to be eliminated, and I didn't want to do that. There's too much pretty orange and green in the focus fabric that I'm matching that I wanted to use an extra fabric. So I'm really pleased with this layout, and like I said, it particularly works with a big focus fabric for the side setting triangles. This is by no means the only things you can do moving fabric around. In the olden days when I first started quilting, we had to take colored pencils and paper and color it in. Now there's computer programs out there. Many of you use EQ. There are other ones out there. I know Karen Brown showed one once. I just don't remember the name of it. But you could put draw the pattern out into the computer program and change the colors with clicks of a button. So it really makes it easier for you to play around with fabric position. But I encourage you to do so. There's no reason to always make a pattern the way the original designer made it. And it may be very beautiful, and you may like it, but you can really change it up and make it your own. And I guess that's always my mantra. Make it your own and enjoy doing it. Do it a way you like to do it. It's our hobby. It's supposed to be fun. So I hope you enjoy your sewing. That's it for this week. Short and simple. Until next time, happy sewing.